there's no way I'm going to be able to use this tape. It's just crap. Here's the foam, and here's the adhesive backing. It's just the foam just separated right off the adhesive backing. Very low quality stuff, so I'm just going to skip it. Too bad. It provides a little bit of a shock absorbing layer for the cooktop to sit on. Not much of a seal layer, but if I do get, it's like weather stripping. So if I have to, I can just get weather stripping and tip this cooktop up and just install it one day. Probably the same day I put in a more beefy connector. I'm going to take that connector up to 30 amps. I've got a 25 amp connector, but I'm probably going to buy a 30 amp one online and swap them out when that comes in. And on that same day, I'll probably put a line of weather stripping along here to act as a water barrier and just a bit of a shock absorber, I suppose you could say, for the cooktop. Anyways, that whole thing just failed hard. So Tekka, your foam tape sucks, and you should find a different supplier because this stuff is just junk. It's whatever that means, 265G5, but it's just so low quality it's not even worth working with. The minute I tried to peel a little bit of this tape off its backing, well, I mean, you can see that with the whole roll. I can just pull it off. Maybe I try from the center. I'll try from the center, but it's not looking good. But it might be, maybe the center I can, nah, same thing. It just pulls, it's just garbage. Junk. I'm not going to waste my time. It's just creating bits of foam everywhere. So I'm just going to pop in the cooktop and wire it in. That's the next step. Well, the cooktop is now installed electrically and mechanically. So we have that 25 amp termination there. The receptacle on the right side is to provide power for the grill, for the stove. What I did up top was I secured the cooktop to the underside of the counter so it wouldn't slide back and forth. It doesn't have much play side to side or front to back, but I thought I'd put in at least one mechanical connection. We'll see how that works out. If the cooktop slides around, I'll pull out the oven and put in another one or two. There's 4 in total, but this was the least problematic of the ones to set up. The electrical is pretty straightforward. I just followed the diagram and took my time, and hopefully that'll work out just fine. So that's the cooktop project. Here it is in its semi-completed glory. It'll be completely finished once the oven is backed in there and it's cleaned up. But it's looking pretty good so far. Nice and straight and pretty. And we'll see if it lines up on the oven, but it sure does seem to line up on the counter okay. And against that drawer, okay. So far so good, looks nice. I'm pretty happy. And I'm being met with rising excitement from Mrs. Maker, which is always a good thing. So let me just slip that oven in and let's see what we get when it's all said and done. And there you have it. The cooktop is installed. It looks wonderful. Here's how it looks up on top of that oven. Everything looks pretty good. And that's a big improvement over the old cooktop, which was kind of narrow and small. Now we have a decent looking corner. So when you look in on this kitchen corner, you've got what looks like correct proportions Future plans for this kitchen include putting a door on this open shelving unit, which I don't like the looks of, and continuing the repair on this door where the hinge just ate through the material of the cabinet itself. So I can put Mrs. Maker's kitchen back together now, and boy is she going to be happy to have it back. She can bake bread again. Yum yum. And we say goodbye to the old broken cooktop that doesn't function anymore and was the wrong size. So I hope you enjoyed this install. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. It was kind of a blast from the past. I haven't done anything like this for 20, 30, 40, I don't know how many years. 1980 to 2020 is 30 years. 30 years ago I did something like this. And well, it seemed to work out okay this time. We'll see. Pretty happy. But the acid test, of course, is if Mrs. Maker's happy, and she'll let me know in due course. I suppose the last thing I should do is show you the cooktop functioning. So let's do that. You just turn on the on-off switch and operate it somehow. Maybe you select burner and then an intensity, that's my guess. We'll let Mrs. Maker show me that, but I just want to show you that it indeed powers up and does its thing. If you don't make a selection after you turn it on, it's got a safety feature where it just shuts you down. So that's what's going on there. Alright, just thought I'd show you proof positive that the induction is working. You know, if I can do this, you can do it too. Just took patience and plenty of measuring and a little fiddling, and then it all came together. So now our kitchen is coming together and looking real fine, and at least this little nook is now straightened out. I hope you enjoyed this video. I surely did enjoy making it and doing the work. If you liked what you see, please subscribe, ask me questions, suggest something. If you have an idea for me, wonderful. I always like ideas. I love conversations and I enjoy collaborating a lot. I have quite a few projects lined up for this abode, which we call Bamboo House. And part of that is going to be adding more bamboo to the decor, on the outside particularly. And I should say that overall things are going fairly smoothly and fairly well. It's certainly been a wonderful trip to take this house from chaos to order. That's something I enjoy facilitating very much. Well, I guess that's it for now. Take care and keep making.
I hope you liked this video. If you did, please consider subscribing, giving me a like, and leaving me a comment. I really enjoy making these videos, and I want to know from you how I can make them better. The whole point of these videos is to demonstrate that if I can do something, you can do it too. Well, that's it for now. So long, and remember, keep making.